Welcome to the Excel Executive. So we will continue from our previous video in which we were learning various techniques to clean the data. So this is the second part, and hopefully after this part we will move on to pivot tables. Finally. So let's begin. In the previous video we covered flash fill and fill up. In this video we will cover these two, extraction and sort. And this is the data with which we will work. So first, what are we trying to do? So in this table, first of all, this is a range. And here we have the first column, which contains the name of the shop and the category in the same column. So basically, the grocery shop contains these categories, and these were the items purchased. Similarly, from the vegetable shop, these items were purchased, which follow under these categories and are part of the vegetable shop. Now, ideally, what should happen is that the shop should be in a separate column and the category should be in a separate column. What happens sometimes is that when you extract data from different softwares, the data would come out like this sometimes. And for that, you have to clean it first, which means in this case that the shop should be in a separate column. So for that, we will use the option of extraction to create a separate column for shop. So let us begin. First thing first, I'm supposed to convert this into a table. It has headers. I'm going to click OK. And like I showed you before I do anything else, what I would do is that I will clear all the borders and I will also click no fill so that I'm good to go. The next step would be to create a separate column for shops. So let me create one. Let me show you. If I try to create one here, it won't allow me. So what happens is that if you try to create a column on the left side of a table, it won't work. It works just fine when you do that on the right side. But we want this on the left side. So what I normally do is that I add it in between the table, or I can add it in the end, and then I will drag it wherever I want to drag it. So let me type here shop. The column is created, but I would like this column to be at the start of the table. So for that, first you select the column which you want to move. Then you hover on this side or this side, your choice. Let's say this side. And once the arrow changes to this shape, this black shape, then you click and you hold the shift key. And then you drag it wherever you want to move this column. And once you do that, you will get the desired result. That is the first step. Anyways, back to the main thing. So to extract the value, we can use the search formula or the find formula. Now, one is case sensitive, one isn't, and for details you can Google it. So we will just use the search formula. So here you have to look at the data with which you are working with. So if I look at all these values, the value that I want to extract, which is not a part of any category name, is shop. So if I try to find groceries, it's a bad idea because then it won't pick this. If I type in vegetables, it won't pick this. But the word shop is common in these two, and it is not available in these categories, which is a good thing. Now again, this depends on your data. You're supposed to be familiar with it, and then you have to think about what word or text string I can use to extract the data. So here I know that I can use the word shop, so I will try to find it. So I will use search. The text that I want to find is shop, and I would like to find it in column E. And what this formula is basically going to do is that it will tell you the placement of that word in the column which was selected. So here it says 11. Yeah, let me just change the format. So basically it's saying that the word shop's first letter S starts on the 11th character in this cell. Same goes here due to some reason. I think groceries and vegetables are have the same number of alphabets or something like that. Anyways, for our purposes, the value of the number is not important. With this, what I can do is that I can use this number 11 to extract the name of the shop from this column. Let me show you how. We will use the if formula for that. Let me add another column here. So what I'm saying is that if this cell is equal to 11, then give me column F, otherwise don't give me anything. And if I press enter, I find it. I find the name of the groceries. So once I have this, I will copy it, paste values so that I have no need of the previous column. Now I can delete it without any worries. And I'm going to rename this shop. Then what I will do is that I will delete this bit by filtering these out. So I will select value, click OK, and I will delete them. Okay, and once I clear it, now I can use the fill down to fill this first. So if you remember from the last video, we are going to do the same thing. I will go here, home, find and select, go to special, select blanks, click OK, equals up and not enter but control and enter. Copy, paste values, and we are almost done. One thing is that I don't want this row or this row. Before I delete these, I'm just gonna move this just to be on the safe side. So I will filter out the grocery shop and a vegetable shop, click OK, because they don't contain any values. So I'm going to delete this row and delete this row. So whenever I'm deleting a row, I'm using control and minus for that. And then I will just clear the filter. And now we're in business. So now this table is ready for analysis. This part is done. The last part is sort. So for simple sorting, you can just click a column and click lowest to highest or highest to lowest, and it works just fine. But what I want is that I want multi-layer sorting. Now, the way we were going to do it here is not going to affect our analysis of this table. But what happens is that sometimes before extraction, you're supposed to sort the data in such a way that the extraction works. So let me give you an example here. So we have 3 columns, these 3, which can be used for sorting. So the first is, let's say we want to sort it with the name of the shop. The second would be the category, and the third would be the item name. So here, if you see that the shop is sorted already, but the category is not. So drinks should come first, then all 3 vegetables should be like with each other, and then they should be sorted alphabetically as well. And within these categories, the item name should be sorted alphabetically as well, which it isn't. So to achieve this effect, you will use this sort button, which will allow you to create levels. So the first level is the shop. So this is where you select the column. So the shop should be, and the order is supposed to be A to Z or Z to A, so we will keep it alphabetically A to Z. And then you can add additional levels. So the next one is going to be the shop category. Before this, I should just change the name. Now we have the shop in a separate column. So yeah, this would make more sense. Again, this option first would be the shop, A to Z. Then I will add a level. This would be the category, again, A to Z. And in the end, the item name, A to Z. And once I press it, you will see that this data will be sorted first by shop, then by category, then by item name. And here, as you can see, we have groceries because it was sorted A to Z. These are on the top, vegetable shop is at the bottom, then the categories. So D comes before N. So we have drinks, nuts, and then snacks are again grouped together. And within these, the item name with the letter C comes first, and then the noodles. And this is a sort part. Very simple. So hopefully this helps. Please do all the good stuff. Like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.